Hello everyone, happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to this month's episode of What's for Dinner. Today I'm going to be making a turkey roulade, or roulade, I don't know, something fancy with turkey. Let's get cooking. Alright, so this recipe is a little bit different than what I'm used to making, but it involves turkey and stuffing mix and sausage. So before we do anything with the meat stuff, we're first going to take 1 cup each of diced celery, yellow onion, and carrot, and we're going to saute it over 4 tablespoons of butter here on the stove. The butter's almost melted completely. Once it is, I'm going to go ahead and throw this in there. Okay, once your butter is nice and melted, go ahead and dump in our vegetables. While we are sauteing our vegetables, I'm going to set the oven to 350 degrees because we're actually going to end up baking this once it's all put together. So, I want to make sure that's preheated. Alright, let's get back to here. So we're going to let these cook down, soften up, and then we're going to add in 1 pound of sweet Italian sausage, some herbs, and then some stuffing mix. So we'll be back when it's time to do the next step. Okay, once you've allowed your vegetables to cook for a little bit, I've had them on for maybe 5 minutes or so. You're going to take 1 pound of sweet Italian sausage, and that's going to go in next. And then you're going to cook this down until it's fully cooked through, and then we'll add in the next set of ingredients. Alright, sausage is looking pretty good. Been breaking it up and kind of moving it around here a little bit. We're next going to add in 2 tablespoons of chopped sage and 1 tablespoon of fresh thyme. We'll mix that in a little bit. Then we're going to add in 1 box of stuffing mix. It's set to get plain. The best I could find was savory herb. So that's what's going in. I've never used this stuff before. We don't usually make this. We make our own filling. And then we have 1/2 cup of chicken broth. And then basically you just want to cook this until the stuffing mix sort of, I guess, softens? I don't know, I've never used this stuff before, so I guess you just want it to soften and basically create a filling, which we're then going to put inside of our flattened turkey breast, at which point we will then roll it up to create the roulade, or roulade, however you want to say it. Alright, so I'm going to turn this heat off, because this looks ready. So our stuffing is what I believe to be ready. It looks pretty good. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to prepare the turkey breast. So I'm going to move the camera, change things up a bit, and we'll be ready to prepare the turkey breast. Okay, so we are now ready to start prepping the turkey breast. Now, you want a 3-pound boneless turkey breast. However, because it's not necessarily Thanksgiving time when I'm filming this, I could only find a bone-in one. So I had to cut the bone out of this, which was a whole process. Didn't take too long, but I'm not sure how well this is going to look when I roll it up. So, we have it prepared. We got plastic wrap over it. Once we get it flattened, we're going to take about 2 tablespoons of a Dijon mustard, and we're going to just spread it over the turkey itself. Now, I don't have a tenderizer, but I do have a rolling pin. So, here we go. I was going to do this off camera, but everybody likes watching someone smack something against food. So, enjoy. Thick end right here. All right, almost there, I think. This end's pretty thin, but this portion here is still pretty thick. also kind of getting close to lopping off this one side, which I don't want to do. All right, I'm going to say that's pretty good. All right, good job. All right, now we remove the plastic. Just going to set it in the sink for now. And I'm going to take a couple spoonfuls of this Dijon mustard. And we're just going to spoon some there. We're going to spoon some there. Then I'm going to take my basting brush and just kind of brush it all over the turkey. You want it thin, like you don't want to see big lumps of the mustard. You want to make sure it's spread as thin as you can make it. Now, behind me over there, you can kind of see it off on the background there, is the stuffing. It's just sitting there cooling off a little bit. What we're next going to do, actually before we put that on here, actually we need to salt and pepper this. Okay, actually I lied. We don't salt and pepper this until we roll the thing up. So, let's take our stuffing mix here. Not all of this is going to fit, which is fine. Get as much on there as you can get on there. All right, now I'm going to kind of just press it in. Ooh, that's still really hot. Just going to kind of press it into the turkey. I don't want to put too much in because then it's going to all fall out. And then the fun part is rolling it up. So, if you're ready, here we go. It's definitely not whole, there's definitely some holes. So I'm going to try to slide this, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take some twine and we're going to tie it up so it stays closed, which might be very challenging because this is falling open everywhere. Okay, I got some twine here. I've done this before. Variations of this, I should say, I've done before. Alright, so let's see here. Now, this does look a little bit smaller than what I was expecting, but we're going to tie it nice and tight. I'll trim that off later. I'm gonna try to do three the short way, and then one more the long way. That'll work. I'm not fully convinced that this is going to turn out the way that I was envisioning, but hey, you know what? Nothing usually does. So, I really gotta tighten up this end here. That's now I'm gonna try to spin it this way, and I'm gonna try to do one the long way. Let's go from this way. This might not get flipped at all. I don't think this is getting flipped over in any way at all. Oh, there, okay, that flipped. Let's see if I can... Just note to self, get a boneless turkey breast if you do this, because yours will not look like mine or be as difficult to work with as mine is being right now. Okay, I'm going to say that that's good. I don't think I'm going to get much anything else on that. All right, I need to wash my hands one more time. Okay, so now I'm going to take some butter. I've softened up a little tub butter here. And I'm just going to, you're really supposed to get melted butter. I'm just going to spread this on here with a knife. Just a little bit. And then we'll take, I'll get a clean knife to do that again. And we're just going to take a little salt. And some pepper. Now we're going to attempt to roll it over and do the same thing to this side. Clean knife for this side. Just going to spread a little bit of butter on this end. This is supposed to be melted butter. A little bit more salt. A little bit more pepper. All right, and this is going to go into a 350-degree preheated oven for 45 minutes to an hour. All right, I got a baking sheet with a wire rack on top of it. I'm going to take this, just going to put it that side down, and take any more stuff that's just falling off and just kind of throw it in there. Into our oven, 350 degrees for, again, about 45 minutes to an hour. I'm going to give it maybe 50 minutes and check it, and then come back if it's ready. So we'll see you then. All right, so it's actually been in the oven for about an hour now. I just checked it, and it seems to be right where it needs to be. So I'm going to take it out, carve it up, and hopefully it'll look somewhat presentable. I will say, it does look pretty. All right, let me get my kitchen shears. I need a fork too, because I got to cut this string off, so let's do that first. It smells good, I'll tell you that. There we go. All right. Okay, all the string is off. Now we're going to take a knife, cut into it. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that. Wow, that actually looks really nice. I hope you can see that on the camera there. That looks really, really nice. Let me attempt to just do this. Oop. Hope you can see that right there, but that's looks pretty nice. That actually looks not bad. It's rolling around all over the place. But if I could maybe try and hold up the end of this here so you can see what this is supposed to look like. So you can see that's what the inside looks like. Cross section there. That's what I was essentially hoping for. Well, it's not as pretty as it could be. It's not too bad. Now, let's give it a taste. Mmm. Mmm. Wow. Mmm. Absolutely fantastic. Well, for something that I wasn't sure was going to work, I'm very impressed with how it turned out. Thank you all for watching this episode of What's for Dinner. If you have any recipes you would like me to make on camera, leave them below in comments and I'll check them out. Until next time, take care and God bless. Just want to dig into this. Why is this not cutting?